أن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله عز وجل وخير الهدى هدى رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. From what we want to remind you, brothers and sisters, of here today is a really serious issue from the unseen, but its manifestation comes into our real lives and it's extremely harmful. And there was nothing that was beneficial to Bani Adam except that the Nabi of Islam al-Mustafa al-Mukhtar sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he informed us of that thing. Whether it was to benefit a person's health, his mental state, the society, the alaqat that we have between ourselves, everything that was and is beneficial, he told us about it. He encouraged us to do it. Told us to eat certain things, to drink certain things, to benefit yourself. And there's nothing that will harm an individual or harm the society or the family, harm your intellect, harm your health, except that he told you don't do it. He made it haram. Even things that are present today that were not present during his time, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, through qiyas of what he left in the Quran and the Sunnah, analogy. We can find proofs from the Quran and the Sunnah to show you how things that are present today are haram or halal, depending upon what side of the fence it's on. Today's issue is something that a lot of Muslims, we don't really pay attention to it, but it's a dangerous issue. It's a serious issue for ourselves and for our children especially. And that is the reality of the hurt and the harm that comes from the evil eye. That as you sit there minding your own business, not bothering anybody, and not intending any shar or su on anybody, you could be afflicted with the evil eye. Your child who is at home right now or in his mother's stomach, in the womb, that child right now was not bothering anybody, doesn't mean su to anybody, but someone can intentionally or unintentionally kill that child in the stomach. You can leave this place, this masjid, with the niyyah of going back to work to make money to pay bills for your family. And you have no idea, nothing is in your mind and your heart except khair. And you can leave this masjid and get into a car accident and lose your life. La samahallah. Because of the evil eye. And you didn't intend it. And you're not driving recklessly. Has nothing to do with you. It's from Allah's creation. So the Muslim goes a whole day, a week, a month, a year, and he knows nothing about the evil eye and the danger of the evil eye. And he doesn't do the necessary things to protect himself or to push it off. And even worse than that, there are some people who claim al-Islam who don't even believe in it because they reason. They use their aql. And they say, how is it possible? And Allah Azza wa Jal is all just and fair. How? Why would Allah Azza wa Jal allow a baby who did nothing to a human being die, get hurt? The mother get hurt. Has nothing to do with her niyyah, her actions. The evil eye is established in 3 ayat of the Quran and in many ahadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's not okay for a person to deny it, to reject it. From that is what Allah Ta'ala mentioned in Surah Yusuf, as those scholars from the Tabi'een learned from Abdullah ibn Abbas when he explained the meaning of the ayat. When Yaqub said to his sons who were going back to Egypt, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi, he said to them, Ya bani, لا تدخلوا من باب واحد وادخلوا من أبواب متفرقة وما أغني عنكم من الله من شيء. The father wanted to protect his sons, so he gave him advice and he said, oh my sons, when you go to Egypt and you go back, the 11 of you, when you're going back to Egypt and your brother Yusuf is already there, the 11 of you or the 10 of you, when you go back, don't go into the same door collectively at the same time, but go into different doors. 2 of you in that door, 1 over there, go through different abwab. And then he said to them, but I can't help you from Allah's plan. If Allah wants you to be afflicted with the evil eye, ma nasiha, ma ittikhad bil asbab, is not going to benefit you. So from those tabi'een, Qatada, taught by Abdullah ibn Abbas, Ad-Dahhak, Ata, those people said the meaning of this ayat is Yaqub's sons, like their brother Yusuf, were all strong and all very handsome. They all looked handsome. And if someone sees someone who looks handsome or pretty, a pretty baby, a nice car, and you say, whoa, and you have i'jab, you didn't mean to harm them and hurt them, but you will harm them and hurt them intentionally or unintentionally. So he told his sons, I don't want that to happen to you. People to see you and give you the evil eye. That's the first ayah from the book of Allah. Another ayat is even clearer than that, awdah than that. Ayah number 51 in Surah Al-Qalam. Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned about those kuffar when the Prophet used to read the Quran and give them da'wah and let them listen to the Quran. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَإِن يَكَادُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَيُزْرِقُونَكَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الذِّكْرَ وَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ. That's an ayat of the Quran. Ya Muhammad, when you read this Quran to these people, they used to do all kinds of things. لا تسمعوا لهذا القرآن وألغوا فيه لعلكم تغلبون. When he used to read the Quran, they had all kinds of responses. But this ayah said, those disbelievers, Ya Muhammad, when they listen to you recite the Quran, they almost try to make you slip by looking at you with their absar. And then if you were to slip, they're going to say, Innahu la majnoon. Look how crazy he is. A'udhu billahi. And that's because in Jahiliyyah, the kuffar of Quraysh, they knew the evil eye. They practiced the evil eye. So that's an ayat of the Quran. In addition to that, the ayat that we all memorized. And that is the statement of Allah that tells us to make an isti'adha. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ. I seek refuge in Allah from the evil eye of the hasid, that family member who has jealousy, that co-worker that has jealousy, that other imam has jealousy, the qari of the Quran, one of them has jealousy. So Allah told us to seek refuge in Allah from the evil of the evil eye of the one who has hasad. There's not a single person here except that the Nabi told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everyone has a ni'mah that Allah blessed you with. Everyone. Everyone. He said, and behind every ni'mah is a hasid. Behind every ni'mah that you have, there is someone who is envious of you and jealous of you. So it goes to show that the Muslim shouldn't look around having su'adhan about people, but he should do what? He should connect his connection with Allah, his relationship with Allah, to be divinely protected. Not walking around saying he has envy, he envy. No, you don't know who has envy and who does have envy. The way of dealing with it is connecting yourself to the dhikr of Allah and knowing what to do. Those are 3 ayat from the book of Allah that establish in al-Islam the ayn. As for the sunnah, فَحَدِّثْ وَلَا حَرَجْ. The Nabi of Islam says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لو كان شيء سابق القدر لسبقته العين. If there was something that would precede the qadr, it would have been the ayn. He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِنَّ الْعَيْنَ حَقٌّ. And he made emphasis, verily the evil eye is the truth. And then the miskin comes and says, I don't believe in that. Why, ya akhi? Because my aql can't understand it. Your aql can't understand it? Can your aql understand everything about al-Islam? The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, he used to take his grandsons, Hassan and Hussein, and he would take them and say to them and about them and for them, أعيذكما بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة. I seek refuge in the perfect words of Allah that are not created. They're His words, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I seek refuge in those words, which are a sifa from the sifat of Allah, His kalam. I seek refuge in Allah for you too, from every shaitan, and from every scourge, and from every evil poisonous rodent. And I seek protection in those words for you from the harmful evil eye. That's Ibrahim. Ibrahim, the person says the evil eye is not in the Quran. What? It's not in the Quran. It's 3 ayat. He'll believe what Allah said about Ibrahim in the Quran when he said, Ya nar kuni bardan wa salama ala Ibrahim. They put Ibrahim in the fire. The fire was burning and the fire did not harm Ibrahim. He believes that. And then he comes out and says, I don't believe in the ayn. Ibrahim, who was in the fire, is the same Nabi, the Khalil of Allah, who used to do that for his 2 sons. That's what the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After saying that for Hassan and Hussein, he said, your grandfather used to say that for his 2 sons. How do you not believe in the evil eye? And it's here and it's real. The Prophet of Islam told the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, dangerous. He said, Inna al-ayn tudkhil al-rajul al-qabr wa tudkhil al-jamal al-qidr. The evil eye will put a man in his grave. And the evil eye will cause the camel to wind up in the cooking pot because it fell and broke its leg, because it just died with a heart attack. It just died because someone intentionally put it on or someone didn't intentionally put it on. The evil eye comes from hasad. People have envy. And every ni'mah by the Lord of the Kaaba that we have, each and every one of us, someone knows about it and he has hasad. It could be something as simple as you have a beard that he feels is nicer than his. Your daughter who's just born, your son, your phobe, your car, your house, your education, your degree, your wife, your shoes. Bani Adam, there are people who are envious of him. And it also can come from al-i'jab, when you see something and someone pulls up and rolls up with some wheels, and you say, whoa, whoa, that car is the bomb diggy. You give that man ain. Simple, easy issues. She has a ring, and he says, whoa, you'll give the person that. The ain will cause a man to enter to the grave, and it will cause the camel to enter into the pot, which goes to show that the ain is qatila. It will kill you. And what was collected by Imam Malik in his Muwatta, rahimahullah ta'ala, there was a companion, Abu Usamah. He is the son of Sahl ibn Hunayf. They were on their way to Mecca with the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They took a break. The man went to make a ghusl. The father, Sahl ibn Hunayf, he went by himself. He was taking a ghusl in the water that was there. Another companion from the awliya. He wasn't an evil man. He's from the awliya. Wa Rabbil Kaaba. He walked by and he saw the man bathing, and he looked at his skin, and he was super duper impressed with his skin. Why? It was because his skin was so white and so unblemished, which is weird. How can a man from the Arabs be in the weather of Arabia, Mecca? How can you be in this weather? How can you be in the weather of Medina with that wind, with that coarseness? Even us, we have problems. We come to this country, our kids get eczema. We have blemishes in our skin. As you get older, if you like me, and they say black don't crack, you better put some lotion on, because if you don't, you'll see the effect of the elements. And Mecca especially, but this man, no. This man's skin was white and unblemished. When Amir ibn Rabi'a saw it, he didn't mean it. He said, whoa, wallahi, I never saw a skin like that, even on a virgin girl who stays in her house. The virgin girl doesn't come out, so it doesn't hit her. The sun, the weather. What is his skin like that? As soon as he said that, that man fell down and started drowning and had a fit. Lost consciousness and started having a fit. They ran in there, they took him out of the water. They wanted to help him. They ran to the Nabi of Islam for help. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah said, what happened? The son said, Ya Rasulullah, my father was bathing, and your companion, Amir ibn Rabi'a, he came by and he said that. Rasulullah looked at Amir ibn Rabi'a, and he was angry. They said when he used to get angry, he wasn't like us. Start throwing things at people, at your kids and your wife. Start cursing and swearing. Start cursing Allah, cursing our children. Ya Kalb, saying to his wife stuff that's not right. They said we used to look at his face and we knew he was angry. They said we never saw him more angry than this moment. And then he looked at Amir ibn Rabi'a and he asked him a question that goes to each and every one of you. You are Amir ibn Rabi'a right now. Rasulullah said to Amir ibn Rabi'a, Ala ma yaqtulu ahadukum akha. Why would one of you kill your brother? Why would one of you be responsible for killing your brother? And then he taught us. And he says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِذَا رَأَى أَحَدُكُمْ مِن نَفْسِهِ أَوْ مَالِهِ أَوْ أَخِيهِ مَا يُعْجِبُهُ فَلْيَدْعُ لَهُ بِالْبَرَكَةِ. If any of you see something from yourself that you're impressed with, you're lifting weights, and while you're lifting weights and working out, you're seeing that you're losing weight, mashallah. You see that your muscles are, don't look in the mirror and say, yo, look at me. If anyone sees in himself that which impresses him, or in his money, his wealth, or in his brother, let him make dua for barakah. Something as simple as, ya lala saab, I like your beard. Don't say that and stop there. You have to say, Barakallahu feek, Allahumma barak, Barakallahu alayk. You see something of yourself, you have to make dua. وَلَوْلَا إِذْ دَخَلْتَ جَنَّتَكَ قُلْتَ مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Don't go into your Jannah, don't go into your garden or your house. Don't go into your house and your wife is there, and even joking, you say, you are beautiful. without saying, MashaAllah. So I want you to pay attention to this because it's important. The ain can be given to someone and it can hit someone, and the individual who is given the ain, he could be your friend, he could be your relative, he could be irreligious, he could be religious. The one who is giving you the ain can be someone who is sitting right behind you in this masjid. He's right behind you, to your right, to your left. The one who's giving you the ain can be someone on the other side of the world. When you take pictures of your babies and pictures of your dinner and pictures of what you're doing, and you put that stuff on social media, this is where we went. We went here, we went there. People see that who don't even know you will give you the ain. Inna al-ain haqqun, wallahi, it's true, it's real. It'll cause a person to get killed, to die. So you gotta know what to do about it. You have to know what to do to push it off of yourself. The ain, Ya Abdullah, can be given to you by the jinn, and you can't even see the jinn. You can't even see the jinn. So how do you protect yourself? There's nothing that we need to know except that the Nabi told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, satru a'yunul jan wa awrati bani adam idha dakhala ahaduhum al-khala yaqula bismillah. You want to stop the jinn from giving you the ain, then when you take your clothes off, you should say bismillah and they can't see your awrah. That's as it relates to taking your clothes off. What about the jinn that's just around? They can hit you with the ain. So as we walk around and we think that the hayat of the dunya is just lahu and la'ib and tafakhr, and we just think it's just messing around, this situation is serious. It is serious. No wonder in Al-Islam, when people get married, we wear our best clothes, like on Friday, like on the Eid day. These are the days where there is a level of a tajammul that is higher than the normal days. On the day of a person's nikah, he has a little bit of cheddar, he got some money, so he rents a nice place, upper scale place, and he rents all of these nice cars, Rolls Royces, 5, 6, for the groom and the bride and her family, his family. And they want to show off, and they want to floss. You don't see rich people wasting money like that. Rich people don't wear a lot of necklaces and all that kind of stuff like the bling bling culture of, you know, the young African Americans and what our kids want. If our kids can get tattoos and get expensive watches, they'll do that because there's some nucks in the person. Al-mar'a, from her way is, she makes a tajammul لتكمل نفسها جمالها مهما بلغت من الجمال. She's going to use other things. Men are not like that. Anyway, on the day of the wedding, we have this nice, big, beautiful place, the place where the nikah is going to be. The girl has nice dress on. Everybody's looking nice. It is fair territory for the ain, the ain, the ain. So what did the Prophet say, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? On this day, he didn't do what the Malvi Saab does or the Imam, just taking the money for the nikah, and then after they get married, he make a long dua that nobody's paying attention to. It's just tabarruk. We don't even know what he's saying. The Nabi taught us a simple, easy dua to make on this day. Barakallahu lakuma wa barakallahu fikuma. وَجَمَعَ اللَّهُ بَيْنَكُمَا فِي خَيْرٍ. Why بَارَكَ اللَّهُ لَكُمَا? Because this is the day you have people who are envious of this nikah. From your relatives, from your friends. The so-called best man of the husband, he doesn't want that nikah to work. Why? Because he's fashionable in his own marriage. So on days like this, these are the times and the days when we as Muslims should never be people who without praising Allah, when you see something, make sure you ask Allah to put barakah in that thing, whether it's yourself or other than yourself. Right now, there's a person who's in the hospital and they're taking ilaj for cancer, but it's not working. There's a lady in the hospital, she's having difficulty trying to give birth to this baby. It's not coming out. There are problems. There can be some underlying medical issues, there may be, but a lot of that stuff is from the ayn. It's from the ayn. As for the miskeen, the Muslim who wants to cherry pick, I believe in al-Islam, what I want. I take what I want, I leave what I want. And you don't believe in the ayn? Wallahi ya akhi, the ayn is the truth. And it goes to show, no one here has the right to be mutakabbir, mustakbir, because we're all du'afa. I'm da'if and you're da'if. I'm da'if and you're da'if. And the proof of that is, if Allah doesn't want, you won't push the ayn off yourself. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى الحفظ الإلهي والثبات. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. From what can help us to push back the ayn, and there are quite a few things. Those first issue on the table, you got to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, then there's a problem. Second of all, when they told the Prophet of what that man did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Rasulullah told Amir ibn Rabi'a, Amir, go and wash your face and let the water go into a bucket, and wash your hands and let the water go into the bucket, and wash your elbow and your knees and let the water go into the bucket, and wash the inside of your thobe and let the water go into the bucket. Take that water and pour it on the one who the ayn hit them. So they did it for that man who was out. When they poured the water on his back, he jumped up and he was ready to continue the journey. Someone comes and says, that's khurafat. Khurafat. Ibrahim being in the fire. Why isn't that khurafat? Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj and the Nabi going all over to Bayt al-Maqdis. Why isn't that khurafat? Al-Shaytan yajri fi bani Adam majra dam. Shaitan is inside of everybody in this world. Why is that khurafat? Where do we stop? Muslim, where do we stop? As it relates to the protection of the ayn, he said, إِذَا طَلَبَ أَخِيكَ مِنْكَ الْإِخْتِسَالَ فَاخْتَسَلْ لَهُ. If you talk about something and then suddenly you get the ayn, you feel you get the ayn, you may think, man, I told that guy just now and this has happened. He said, if someone asks you, do this process of this water. If someone asks you to do it, you should do it. But you shouldn't walk around saying to everybody, make the water for me. You shouldn't do that. But if you told them about something and immediately after that something happened, maybe that's the deal. Those three surahs of the Quran, Surah Al-Ikhlas and the Mawwadatain, the Rasul used to read them every night. And then he would blow on himself and wipe as much as his body, making ruqya with those ayat, al-isti'adha billahi ta'ala. A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tammat min sharri ma khalaq. Rasulullah said, anyone who says that dua, whenever he comes to a place, he won't be hurt by anything. He comes to the masjid. That's part of what he says. He goes to work, he goes to school. That's part of what he says. He won't be afflicted with the ayn, inshallah, as long as he's in that place. So there are a number of special dua that people can make, a number. You have to learn them. All you have to do is go to the Google and just put in the ad'iyah or the adhkar for al-ayn. Man qara'a akhir ayatayn min surah al-Baqarah fi laylatin qafatahu. Anyone at the nighttime who reads the last two ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah, Amana ar-Rasulu bima unzila ilayhi. You read those two ayat, there'll be enough for you in that night. Every night. But we're busy, we're tired, we don't believe, we're not connected. May Allah Azza wa Jal divinely protect all of us from the ayn, whether that ayn is from the jinn or other than that. The Prophet told the people in the environment that he was in, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, uqtulu dha tufyatain wal abtar. He told the companions, if you see the snake that has two stripes on his back, or the Abtar snake that has a short tail, just by seeing it, killing it. They said, why kill it, Ya Rasulullah? He said, those two snakes will cause the pregnant woman to lose her baby. He said, I don't believe that. White people don't believe that. Europeans don't believe that. But Europeans believe Isa is the son of Allah. And they won't apologize to you about that. But something that comes out of the yambur, the mouth of a nabuwa, the haq, innal ayn haq. So I don't believe that. May Allah help us. May Allah help us. May Allah protect all of us from the ayn. Make us of those people who be divinely protected from the ayn. Give us the wherewithal to remember the importance of these adhkar and these ad'iyah. And may Allah ta'ala open up his doors of arzaq for us. Ikhwani, I know I went overboard in terms of the time. But I got to ask you this right now. I keep telling you, as the month gets closer and it's almost over, our bills go up. We're asking all of you people to give more today. We're in need of your help. The masjid needs your help. The masjid needs your help to pay these bills. Aqim as-salat. Yarhamakumullah.